Hi everyone, I'm here today to do my September book haul. As always, all of the books I mention will be linked in the description box down below if you'd like to go and find out more. First off, Anna sent me a copy of her new book. This is Pages & Co, Tilly and the Book of Lost Fairy Tales. This is the second in her Pages & Co series. I did a podcast with Anna when her first book came out last year, which I'll link down below if you would like to go and have a listen. Book wandering is something that Tilly can do, so she can go into the books in the bookshop that her grandparents own, and it's got a great magical system going on. Rather hilariously, this book, the Book of Lost Fairy Tales, is coming out exactly the same day as Franklin and Luna and the Book of Fairy Tales, both of which are about getting lost inside a book of fairy tales. Completely by coincidence. So if you have really young people in your life, go for the Franklin and Luna. If you have slightly older children in your life, go for this one. If you're an adult, go for both. I don't know. Anyway, I'm looking forward to reading this one because I'm sure it will be delightful. Then I bought this, which is The Memory Police. It's a new novel by Yoko Ogawa. This is translated from the Japanese by Stephen Schneider. This seems to be the opposite of her book, The Professor and the Housekeeper, or The Housekeeper and the Professor. This is an island where everyone doesn't have a memory, but one person does, and someone is keen to write down all of their memories before they get collected by the memory police and everyone forgets again. The island itself appears to have no memory. I think that sounds like a really interesting premise. I also bought this book, which is another book by Melita Carangel. This is translated from the French by Sam Taylor, and this is a very, very short book. It says, "This is a riveting dissection of the world of a gifted, self-taught French chef, a skinny young man called Moreau, who is both passionate about his work and full of questions about its meaning." I just love her writing style, so I am keen to read more by her. I purchased this book of short stories, which is called Backlight by Kimberly King Parsons. It says that these stories shine light on the deepest, darkest desires, the desires that we do not want to talk about because they've been swallowed by the darkness. It says that she illuminates the ache of first love, the banality of self-loathing, the scourge of addiction, the myth of marriage, and the magic and inevitable disillusionment of childhood. I then accepted this book for review, which is by Nikki French. I don't think I've read any books by Nikki French, which is a husband and wife team writing under one name. But as I mentioned recently in a wrap-up, I'm very much into crime thrillers at the moment, so when I was approached by this, I said I would give it a go. This is called The Lying Room. It says, a trusted colleague and friend, a mother, a wife, Niamh Connolly is all of these things. Is she also a murderer? I was sent this book for review, which is The Illness Lesson by Claire Beams. I've tried her short story collection, which is called, it's written in here, 2 seconds. It is called We Show What We Have Learned, and I wasn't a huge fan of it, but this novel sounds really interesting. It's about a school for girls where an illness starts affecting all of the young girls living there and the female staff as well, and then they have to appeal to the men there who are looking at their health. So I think it's going to be a commentary on the way that female health is perceived in our society and how often drugs for women haven't been tested as thoroughly as drugs for men have been tested, for example, and also how female pain is viewed. I'm guessing that is the basis for this book, but it's told through this dystopian setting. I'm getting vibes of Only Ever Yours and stuff like that. So I'm interested to see what this one is like. I read the beginning, the very, very beginning, and thought it was very beautifully written. It says, the first of the birds Caroline mistook for her own mind's work. When the streak of red crossed the kitchen window pane, fast, disastrous bright, she thought it was some bloody piece come loose inside herself. And I just thought that sounded gorgeous. I was also sent this book for review, which is The Dutch House by Anne Patchett. I've never read any Anne Patchett, but I know that Mercedes loves her, so I would really like to get to her. For some reason in my head, I think she's going to be like Maggie O'Farrell and Tracy Chevalier smushed together. I have no idea if that is an accurate representation of what her writing is like at all. The blurb doesn't really give away too much at all. It's about a man called Danny and his sister Maeve, and their father brings home a woman called Andrea, which enacts a banishment. And the decades pass and Danny and his sister are drawn back time and time again to this place, which they can no longer access and get into. Their mother is also missing. It seems really murky, and I quite like a blurb that doesn't have too much detail. I really hate it when you find out far too much from the few paragraphs written inside. So I'm intrigued by that. Faber then sent me this book for review by Akwaeke and Mezi. I haven't read their books before, but I've heard great things about them from Ayobami Adebayo. They're also from Nigeria, and their book Freshwater was longlisted for the Women's Prize this year. This is their first middle grade, which sounds intriguing. It says, "Pet is here to hunt a monster. Are you brave enough to look? There are no monsters anymore, or so thought the children of the city. There are no monsters anymore. Also thought why can't I speak? There are no monsters anymore, or so the children in the city of Lucille have been taught." There we go. Jam and his best friend Redemption, great names, have grown up with this lesson all their lives. But when Jam meets Pet, she begins to question what she's been told. Pet has come to hunt the evil lurking in Redemption's house. I love that. Finally, I was sent this book for review by Counterpoint Press. It's The Bead Workers by Beth Peyotote. This is a short story collection that is about Native American history and family life, and one of the short stories in here is a retelling of Antigone as well. It says that formerly inventive, witty and generous, the works in the singular debut collection draw on indigenous aesthetics and forms to offer a powerful, sustaining vision of native life in the Americas. So I'm really looking forward to getting to this one too. So those are all the books that I've picked up recently or have been sent for review. As I said, I'll link all of them in the description box down below if you would like to go and find out more. Have you read any of these books? If you have, let me know. Let me know if you'd like to pick any of these up as well. I hope you're having a great start to the week, and I'll speak to you very soon. Lots of bookish love. Bye.